Alright, hello everybody, I am Godrekefalcer, and welcome to Surreal News. Every Thursday on my channel, I get inside Minecraft or another game. I try other games every now and then if Minecraft is acting up. And last week it was acting up a bit, so I got to play some Witcher 3, but we are back in Minecraft, and you may ask, where are we? I am in a server known as Stranded Raft. It is basically Stranded Deep if you've ever played that survival game on a stranded island, basically, and you have your little inflatable raft here, and then looks like we have a book, and then there's all kinds of challenges. I started doing this, and it's really cool, actually. This guy put a lot of effort. I'm just going to grab all of these challenges real quick into making this map. I think it's randomly generated. Well, maybe not. This looks exactly like the map, suspiciously like the map that I got before when I ran this exact thing. I tried to make a copy of it and it didn't work. It put me in an ocean by myself. One thing I wanted to show you real quick was the chickens on this map. And then we'll start with the news. So you hear it? It's seagulls. It's got seagull noises. It's really neat. But anyway, I guess we'll get started with the news today. Oh yes, and you do get thirsty, and so you have to find water, and then you get cold if you're in the water too long, and so you have to warm yourself, and then you have to find shelter, or yeah, you get cold, and of course you have to find food, and you make a fire and stuff. And I haven't messed around with this a whole lot, but it's a really cool map. I'll probably put a link down in the description so you can check it out. But let's go ahead and get started. Something I wanted to talk about right off the bat was BioShock. The people that created the BioShock games say that the game is still very important to them, and they are probably going to make more, because of course they made a lot of money, and I enjoyed the BioShock games lot. They were kind of a horror game, but they were also kind of a combat fighting and collecting game, and they also had a really good storyline. And I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm climbing up into a tree, and these trees are very odd. They have a lot of wood spaced out funny in the fact that I think a lot of the leaves are actually just destroying themselves, so I should probably get down before I end up killing myself. But yeah, so I'm hoping for a new BioShock game, so that is something to look forward to. Apparently, a new Xbox One controller is coming out. I don't know a whole lot about it. It just recently got announced, and I don't have an Xbox One, so I don't think I'm going to be recognizing that nearly as much as I should, but those who have an Xbox One should be warned about that. It might be a little better. Normally all they do is upgrade the ergonomics of it. It's just basically gonna fit better with your hand. It's gonna I don't know, the vibrations are gonna be better, all that kind of stuff. What else is coming out? Square Enix is talking about upgrading things for their next couple of games that are coming out. I don't know exactly when, but of course they have to continue the Hitman series, the Hitman Absolution series, as well as Final Fantasy 15. It has been announced, and of course they're making another Final Fantasy. Everybody knew it, we just don't know when exactly that's going to happen. You have to be careful of these trees, collecting these cocoa, and I have not been very good about moving to one side of the tree. Ah, there it goes. Okay. It requires quite a bit of height to grab that, and there doesn't seem to be vines on that side, but yeah, you have to be careful because you'll kill yourself doing this. What else do we have? Assassin's Creed Syndicate. We kind of talked about that last week a bit. That's going to be a thing, and I don't think they're going to put companions in this one. We talked about that a little bit, kind of, sorta. I don't overly like the Assassin's Creed series. I like the original ones a lot, but I think they've overdone it, and I really like the pirate ship ones. And then they might not do as much multiplayer in this one like Unity was. This may be a lot of storyline and really good first person, first player kind of modes, which is good because that's the kind of thing that I enjoy personally. More things coming out. Batman Arkham Knight, of course, that's a big thing that is coming out. Let me actually get started doing stuff here. Let's look through the manual real quick. Yeah, you find yourself stranded. You need water, food, thermoregulation, shelter, the ability to think straight, to navigate safely and avoid unpleasant possible fatalities. There are things in the water on this map that hurt you. They resemble sharks, but I think they're actually like little alien creatures or whatever. But they're just there to hurt you slightly. Is that? Don't eat raw food. It's food poisoning. So let's go ahead and start collecting some wood. While I do that, let's talk a little bit about Arkham Knight. Of course, more trailers always coming out for that game. And apparently, there's a lot of different sides to Arkham Knight. I didn't look into it as much, but normally the games have the kind of free-roamy city things, and of course the challenges from the Joker and the Riddler and things like that. Actually, I don't think the Joker's... Well, he's been in the games. I don't think he's had many challenges. The Riddler challenges, I remember I played the first and the second Batman game, and then the first one I found all Riddler's, basically his challenges. I completed them all. And then at the very end you get this weird little secret that allows you to listen in as the cops are called on his location. Basically, you find all the riddles in the entire game and you solve them all and you figure out his location, basically, and you get him arrested, which is kind of neat. Looking forward to that. One quick thing, this weekend, Chivalry, Medieval Warfare, it's going to be free and it's also going to be 80% off. Now, if you haven't played Chivalry, it's pretty fun. It's a lot like Mount and Blade. I talk about that every now and then. I really love the Mount and Blade series. They're good. I didn't much like Fire and Sword because an NPC with a gun could basically like headshot you from across the field of battle because their stats were just way overpowered, and they never changed it, they never updated it. I don't think they did anything with it once they released that game. But Chivalry, it's a good game, feel free to check it out. For those of you who are interested in FIFA, I've never been a huge FIFA fan, but people that play FIFA, they play FIFA. Like, they only play FIFA normally, and there's whole YouTube channels based around FIFA. But apparently FIFA 16 is getting women's teams. Now, I'm sure that's fun for the ladies out there, or maybe not. Maybe you just don't care. But they're out. And they have all the women's national teams, apparently, for soccer or football, depending on where you're from. I'm from America, and we just call it soccer. But everywhere else, they call it football. I don't know. We're always weird like that, like we never got our units correct. Everybody else's metric, we're still on inches and miles and stuff. We're weird like that, but anyway, so women's teams, that should be interesting. Honestly, I don't have a huge opinion on that because I don't play FIFA that much, but I've never liked women's sports nearly as much as men. Not to be sexist or anything, I mean, I enjoy them, they're talented, they're things like that, it's just, they don't interest me that much, but I personally don't like watching sports as much, especially basketball. For some reason, that's never gotten me. I could sit and watch a whole baseball game. I can go a whole bunch more innings. I mean, if they go into overtime, I can watch football and soccer definitely, but basketball has never gotten me. I don't know why. For those of you with The Witcher 3, we always got to talk about Witcher 3 because, man, it's just been beaten down left and right. I've been having trouble with it with my computer. It's crashed my computer just because the driver's a little weird and that kind of thing. And if I'm talking a little fast, it's because I'm trying to make these episodes a little shorter. And I'm not going to play this map too much. If you want to check it out, you can. And there's not really any guide that tells you exactly what to do. It just gives you challenges, and I haven't played Stranded Deep. Maybe there's something you need to know from that. But, yeah. But if you want to check that out. Otherwise, Witcher 3 DLC coming out. If you have Witcher 3 and you got it from GOG or NVIDIA, I got a driver, and with my graphics card I got Witcher 3 free through GOG. They actually have some free DLC, adds a couple new looks, and a new mission or two, and they're completely free, so go download those if you got it. What else is there? Killing Floor is getting a new map, finally. They had all the original maps, and Killing Floor 2, which is what I meant to talk about right now, is getting a new manor map. And so you could run around in this guy's manor and kill zombies and stuff. It's a lot cooler than they only had the original zombies in the original maps, basically, from Killing Floor 1. for Killing Floor 2. Now they've got a little bit of variation. So that's always good. What else is there? Evolve is getting a new arena mode. I don't know a whole lot about that. Speaking of arena, Total War is getting a game called Total War Arena, which is supposed to be kind of a Roman arena Colosseum thing where you can fight groups. Hopefully it's going to be a lot like, I played a game called Colosseum. I don't remember what it was called exactly. Colosseum, like a brave new something. It was like the path. Oh, it was called Colosseum: A Path to Freedom. That's what it was. It was for PS2. One of the best games ever. It was like a free roamy. You were kind of a slave in the Colosseum, and you had to fight all kinds of weird things. But it was really just interesting because you fought animals and people, and you got to pick up equipment from the field and actually just put it on, and that was your equipment. You couldn't really buy anything, so that's pretty neat. And the arena Total War, I've always loved the Total War games, and hopefully that arena is going to be good. What else is there? CSGO Bloodhound is coming out, or if it's not out already, they have new maps and a new experience system. I'm not sure exactly how that works or if the maps are any good. Last expansion for CSGO wasn't that good. I didn't like the gym level and that kind of thing. What else is there? One last thing. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible because these have been getting so long and I ramble forever and ever. I just wanted to point out a new game that's coming out. It's called Perception, and I'm sure you've heard of it, or at least seen something of it. Perception is a horror-based game, but the only way you can see in the game is to make noise, basically, and they wanted to put it a bit through the Oculus, I think, so you actually had to make noise, but that was kind of weird in the fact that you had to keep yelling and you would lose your voice and things like that. Oh no, I'm thirsty. But basically you make noise in the game and the sound waves go out and ricochet off objects in your environment, and that's the only way you can see. It lights them up different colors so you can kind of tell, and you have a high frequency that goes quick but kind of fades away faster, and a low frequency that goes slow, but you can see it because it's moving along, filling up the entire room. That's really cool. I believe Markiplier played this when it came out on Game Jolt eventually, or at one time. It's been like a year, I think, since he played it, but it was a really cool game when he did that. And of course, it's on Kickstarter right now. Feel free to go check that out, maybe help it out a bit. But that's about it for now. Oculus, they're having a little bit of an update here and there, talking about more things for that. See, if you're cold, you have to get underneath like a roof system, kind of like this. It's not really a hut, but I could make it one real quick. Nice little cozy house. Voila. I could just live in my cozy house for as long as I want. Voila. Little house, little shelter. But yeah, Oculus apparently coming out. I think it's estimated right now the Oculus is going to be about $1,500 right off the bat. I wouldn't recommend buying one right away. I mean, some people will because they need it, or if you're a YouTuber that plays games, obviously you're going to get it. But if you don't have it already, a lot of them already have it. But this is like the regular person kind of Oculus Rift. But $1,500 is a little steep initially. And of course, you need specific software to run it, and usually the software is kind of buggy to start out. You never want to buy anything right away just because normally it has bugs, like The Witcher 3. I've been having issues with it, but then I realized there was 2 new updates, so hopefully it's a little better. And that's all the time we have for this week, I'm afraid. But thank you for joining me for Surreal News. We're here every Thursday. Well, I'm here every Thursday. Hopefully you'll come back. And thank you for watching, and naturally I'll see all of you in the next video or next week. Feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe this video so I know you want me to continue this series. I enjoy it. I always like learning new things and telling you about what's going on in the gaming world. And otherwise, bye-bye for now. Bye. Bye. Bye.